Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video in our Node.js for Beginners series. So in this video, we will deep dive into Node.js package manager. We will also cover some basics and JavaScript built-ins. If you have missed the previous video, then you can click on the card above and jump to it directly. So if this sounds interesting, then stick around. Also don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss the videos like this one. So let's get started. Alright guys, so in the previous video we saw that we have installed the Node.js on our machine, and we know that when we install the Node.js we also get NPM. So here also if you see, then we have the Node.js version, and when you download the Node.js and install on your machine, you also get the NPM. So let's go and check in our code base the version of the NPM and the version of the Node.js that we installed in our previous video. So I will go back here and I will go and I will type node-v, and this is going to give me the version of the Node.js which is installed on the machine. Now for the npm we can do npm-v, and we have the npm version as 8.1.0. So now let's go through some slides about the npm, understand what it is and how this npm is so important while building the Node applications, and why we need to learn about the npm package manager. Alright, so now let's start with that npm. It stands for the Node Package Manager, and it's a standard package manager for Node.js application. npm as of September 2022, it has around 2.1 million packages listed in the NPM registry, which makes it a largest open source repository, and we can find any package on this NPM registry. NPM, it's a way to download and manage dependencies for both front-end and back-end applications using JavaScript. So you must have seen that when we build the React application, we use the NPM to download the dependencies like Axios, React Router DOM. So it's a kind of a tool which can be used for front-end as well as back-end applications. And there are two more alternatives to this NPM, which is a Yarn package manager and pnpm, which are the alternatives to the NPM CLI. This is how the NPM website looks like, and let's go on the NPM official documentation and let's explore some packages. Alright, so now we are on the official documentation of the NPM, and we can start searching the packages from here. So while building Node.js application, if I want to use a nodemon, then I can type nodemon and I will be able to get the nodemon package. So here you will see the nodemon. If we want the Axios for calling APIs, then we can use the Axios. So it has millions of packages which we can make use of in our application. Now if I go to the documentation, then we will see that we have the NPM CLI, and this NPM CLI has some commands, and most of the commands we are familiar with it when we actually build the applications, like npm init. So I have a list of commands which we frequently use and which we are going to use in the future while building the React application. So let's go through the slide and the commands which we are going to use frequently. So the first command is the npm init. So whenever we want to bootstrap the package.json file, we use npm init, and then based on the options we provide the values. So we have already done this in the previous video. So if you have missed that video, please go and check it out. The next one is the npm install. So when we have the package.json file which contains all the dependencies, then we just use the npm install to install all the dependencies in the project. If we want to install a single package, then we just use the npm install and we give the package name. Now this comes with different flavors. So if we use -g, then it will install the package globally, and if we use --save-dev, then it is going to install the package under the dev dependencies. So we are also going to see some practical stuff how we are going to use those flags. Next is the npm install package name, and we give an @ symbol and provide the version. So that is going to install a specific version of a package in our application. Next is the npm update. So whenever we use the npm update, it is going to update all the dependencies that are listed in the package.json file, and it will update to whatever the constants we have provided. So we are also going to see what are the semantic versioning constants at a later point. Next is the npm update package name, and this is going to update just a single package which we want. Next is the npm run task name. So we usually do npm start, which actually behind the scene run our application, and it will help us to run all those scripts that are available in the package.json. Then we have the npm list, And this npm list is going to list down all the dependencies that we have installed for our project. Next is the npm view package name version. So suppose if you want to view a version of a specific package, in that case you can actually use the npm view package underscore name. You can provide the package name and then you will provide the version. So it is going to give us the version. Then you have the npm uninstall, which is going to uninstall the package from our application. And last is the npm help, which is going to list down all the npm commands that we can take a look and use it. You will also find all this on the official documentation. So there are a lot of commands, but I have listed down some of the important commands which we are going to use. So now let's jump into the Visual Studio Code and let's give a try on this npm commands. Alright, so now I am on my code base. So this is the same code base which we used in our previous video. So let's start with an npm init. So I'm going to write npm and I will have init. And when I try to do this, you will see that it gives us some information. It will ask us the package name which we want to give. And I have given the package name as Node.js tutorial. So I'm not going to give anything here. Then it is going to ask us the version, which is the 1.0.0. Then it's going to ask us a Git repository. If we have a Git repository, then we can provide the Git repository here. Similarly, it's going to add some more information. And when we provide all the informations and then enter, it's going to create a package.json file, which is going to look something similar to this. So I'm not going to do it because we already have it. I just wanted to show you how you can do it. So now you see that npm init is cancelled. I will clear the console. Now, in most of the cases, you must have used the npm install command. So what it actually do is when I write the npm install, it will first take a look on the package.json file, and in the package.json file, it has all the dependencies. So when you hit enter, it is going to install all the dependencies with the latest version that is available on the npm registry, and it will create your node modules folder and add all the dependencies to this node module. So you will see that this is the node module and it will have all the dependencies here. So this command is very useful whenever you want to push your code to the GitHub repository. So usually you have a git ignore file, and in the git ignore file, we ignore the node module package because it's heavy in size and we don't want to upload all the dependencies on the GitHub repository. And whenever you want to set up a local project, you will clone the repository and then you will run the npm install. So that is going to create a node module folder and install all the dependencies in the node module. So that's where the npm install is very useful. The next npm command is the npm install package name. So let's install the nodemon. So you will see that I already have a nodemon here, but I can try to install it again. So it is not going to create any problem. So I will have the npm install and I will have the nodemon. I can give a flag of --save--dev. And this is going to install the nodemon into my dev dependencies. So if we already have a nodemon, let's me change and add Axios. So let's use the Axios as --save--dev. And if I hit enter, then you will see that we have the Axios package, which is installed in the dev dependency. So now there is another flag, which is the --save optional. So in that case, what it will happen is, let's install colors. So it's a package that will allow us to have colors in our Node.js console. So for that, I need --save as optional. So I can make use of an optional flag here. So I will have the optional. All right. And now if I hit enter, then you will see that now we are going to have a new object, which will be an optional dependencies, and that is going to contain all the optional dependencies. Similarly, you can have no option and no save. All right. So the next I want to show you is that how to use the npm update. So now you will see that we have the different packages installed with different kind of version, and we are going to see later what are these version, what is the meaning of this symbol, and how to upgrade it. So if I want to update all my dependencies to the latest version available in the npm registry based on this constraint, then I can use the npm update. So what I will do is I will simply use the npm update and then I will hit enter. And let's see what versions get changed. So I see that all the packages version I have are already updated. And if you want to update any specific package, then we can simply use the npm update. And let's update the chalk. So I will do npm update chalk and I will hit enter. And this is going to update my chalk package. Now, if you want to install a package to a specific version, then I can use npm install. I will have the installed chalk @ and I can give the version. So let's suppose you're working on a React project and you want a specific version of a React, like the React 17 or React 16, then you can use @ and you can add the version which you want to use. So this is just an example. Then another thing which I want to show you is the task runner. So what is a task runner is whenever you have this script object, and in this script object, you define your test, you define your start. So if you see here, if I write npm start, then in the background, it's going to fire the node argument.js. And that actually helps us the task runner. So you can run different tasks with the help of npm, and you can define more tasks here. Like if you want to have a watch script, or if you want to have a script that should run on dev environment or on the production environment. Now, the other thing which I want to show you that where does this npm install all the packages? So npm install the packages at 2 different levels, and it depends on how we install the packages. So let me show you. If I cancel this, and if I type npm install -g, and then I type any package name, so I will have the package name, then in that case with this -g, it's going to install globally. But if we are not using this -g and we just use the npm install, I'm going to install the Lodash. So it's a utility library. So if we have installed the Lodash, then you will see that I have the Lodash here, and it's going to install it locally to the project. So this is the node module, and when we install it without the -g flag, then it's going to install locally to the project. So if we go and scroll, then we see that we have the Lodash here. And if we want to see that what all packages we have installed globally, then we can do that. I will clear the console and we can write npm root -g. And this is going to give me the path where you installed your packages globally. So it's the user local library node modules. So the next I want to show you with the node package manager that we have installed the Lodash. Now I want to show you that how we can use this package. So what I will do is let's close this and let's go to the index.js. All right, I will just comment this out. We don't want it. And then what I'm going to do here is that if we want to use the package which we have installed locally, I'm going to have the constant underscore, and this will be equals to the require. So you need to use require as we are using the common JS. So here we can use the Lodash. All right, now we have the Lodash, and with this Lodash, I mean, if you don't know about the Lodash, you can go and check the utility library. So it gives us a lot of functions which will help us to perform operations on the arrays and make it easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm have a simple array, and I'm going to have the values as 1, 4, 6, 8. And then what I want is I'm going to have a console log. So let me have the console.log, and I want to divide my complete array into small arrays with a small chunk. So what I will do is I'm going to have underscore, and I will have the dot chunk, and then in the chunk I'm going to pass the array. All right, I will save it, and now let's go and run it. So I will have the node index.js, and I will hit enter, and you will see that we have now arrays with a chunk. All right, if I want a last value, then we can have the last, and it's going to provide us the last value of the array. So this is 8. Now let's understand a case that if you are installing a package and it has an executables. So for that, what we will do is let's install the npm install cow say. So this is a new package which I am installing, and it's npm install cow say. I will hit enter, and this is going to give us some executables in our node modules. So in the node modules, it will have a bin, and all the bin will contain the executables. So if you remember that when you create the React application, you use something like this, create React app, and you give the name of your app. So this npx is actually a node package runner, and it will run the executables. So what I will do is we have the cow say. So here what I can give is I can give npx cow say, and I am learning node.js. And when I hit enter, what this actually package is doing is it will create a cow, and in the cow, it will say whatever we are typing. So I would enter, then you will see that we have a cow, and I am learning node.js. So this is one way if you want to run your executables which are in the bin folder. Now you can also do the other way, which is that we are going to have a constant. I will have the cow say, and then I will have the require, and in the require I will have the cow say. All right, and then I can make a console log. So let me have a console log, and in the console log what I will have the cow, and what the cow say is I will have the cow say, and then I need to provide some values. I need the text, and text is I am learning NPM module. And then we need to provide the eyes and the tongue. So for the eyes, I'm going to have 00. All right. And for the tongue, I'm going to have U. So let me have the U. And then now let's run it. So if I run this, okay, let me go here and let me have the npm node index.js. I have to save the file, so I will save it, and let's clear the console first and then run it. So you will see that we have the I'm learning npm modules. So this is the other way of using the package. The next thing I want to show you is about the package JSON file. So with the npm, the node package manager, you always have to deal with the package JSON file. And the package JSON file is basically the manifest file which contains all the information related to your project, like what is the name of your project, the version of the project, all the dependencies, whether it's a dev dependency or optional dependency, all production dependencies, about the author, license. So all the information related to your project will be in the package JSON file. So it's basically a manifest file. Along with the package JSON, you also have the package JSON log file. So this package JSON log file is actually a very similar version of a package JSON file, but it contains the dependency versions. So if I go here, if I go to the package JSON file, all right, I will close this and I will also open the package log. All right, in the package JSON file, if you will see, then we have dependency with a versions. So I have a dependency of .env and the version I'm using is 1602, and I have a symbol of this caret. So this is the version we are using. Now in the package JSON, it is actually going to have the exact version. So if I go here and if we see, then we have a .env, and I will make a search of this .env, and here it will show that I'm using the latest version, which is the 16.0.2. So package log JSON file will maintain all the dependency and their versions. The next is that if I want to see all the packages that are installed on my project. So I have this project and I want to see all the packages. So I can use the npm list, and this is going to give me all the packages that are installed on my project. So if I want to see all the packages which are installed globally, then I can pass the -g flag. And you will see that on global level, I have only 2 packages installed, which is a core pack and the npm itself. Now, if I want to see a specific version of any package, then I can use npm view cow say, and I want to have the version of the cow say. Then we will see that we have the version as 1.5.0. So this is how we can get the version of any specific package in the project. If we want to install any older version of the package, then we can make use of a npm install, then we can have a package name, and then we can provide the old version. So this way we can install any older version of the package. And one more thing is, if you want to see that what all are versions that are available for a package in the npm registry. So I want to see that what React versions are available. So for that, what I will do is I can use npm view React, and I will have versions. So this is going to give me all the versions for the React that are available. So you will see that these all versions of the React that are available. All right, now let's understand about this semantic versioning. So let me show you some slides to understand the semantic versioning better. All right, so with the semantic versioning, what we do is whenever we install a package, so let's say we are using the Express and I want to install the Express. So I will use npm install Express. When I install it, I will see an entry in my package JSON file as a dependencies, and inside the dependencies I will have the Express, and with Express I will also have a caret symbol, and I will have a version of it. Now let's understand what this version means. So with the semantic versioning, you have an Express installed with 4.18.1. So the first digit, which is 4, it is defined as a major version of the Express. The second digit, which is the 18, is defined as a minor version of the Express, and the last digit 1, which defines that it's a patch version. So if we have a caret symbol on top of that, then it means that the minor version or the patch version can be changed. So that means if I do an npm update, it will either update it to a minor version, the newer minor version, or a patch version, but it will never update it to the major version, which will become the 5.0.0. And sometimes you will also notice that we have this tilde symbol then it means that when you fire the npm update, it will only update if the patch version is available. So these you will see frequently. There are a couple of things like greater than or less than or a range. So in that case, when you update your dependencies, it will update based on the constraint that is added. All right, now let's see if we want to uninstall any dependencies, we can make use of an npm uninstall. So what I will do is I'm going to clear the console and then I will uninstall the Axios. So I will do npm uninstall and I want to uninstall Axios. So this is going to remove the Axios from my package.json file. So we don't have the Axios here. All right. So the next thing I want to show you that now we know that if we install any package like Lodash or Cowsay, and if we want to use it, we can use it with the help of this require. Now let's see what if we want to export a functionality from a Node.js file. So what I will do is I'm going to create a file. So let's go here and I'm going to name the file as car.js. And in the car.js, what I will do first is let's create a constant. I will have the Ford. All right. And here I'm going to give a brand and let's have the brand as Ford. And I'm also going to give a model. So let's have a model as Fiesta. All right. Now I have created this Ford object. And now what I want is I want to export this. So the one way of exporting this is to use the module.exports. And then I'm going to give the car. And now I want to use it in my some file. So let's say I want to use it in my index.js. So I will go to the index.js. I will comment this out. We don't want this now. And here what I will do is I'm going to have a constant. I will create car and this will be coming from require. And let's have the car. I will do a console.log of car. And now let's see what we see. So I'm going to have the node index.js and you see that we get an error, which is the export modules equals to car and car is not defined. All right, so we see that the car is not defined. So let's go in our car.js and we define car, but we don't know what car is. So let me change this to Ford. All right, I will save it. And now let's go back in our index.js. I have the car and I will try to run it. All right. And now you will see that we have the object, which is a branch as Ford and model as Fiesta. So I'm going to clear this out. All right. And now here you can give any variable which you want. So if I give a variable of Ford, then I can print the Ford. All right. And I will save it. Now, if I run it, then I'm going to get the object. Now, this is one of the way. Now, the other way is to add the exported object as a property of the export. So I will go here and I will just comment this out. All right, let me comment this out. And what I will do is I will have the export dot and I'm going to provide a property here. So let's have a property as data. And to this data, I want to export Ford. This will become exports. I will save it. And now in this case, what we will do is we will have a very similar car and Ford. But here in this case, the Ford will be a object. So if I run it, then you will see that we have an object data and that will contain the object of the Ford. So this is the data and this contains the object of the Ford. So what I will do is I'm going to destructure this. And now if I'm going to run it, then I will see that undefined. And that is because the property name which we added is the data. So we have to destructure the data actually. All right, I will destructure the data. I will add the data here. And now let's give a try. And now you see that we have the branch and the Ford. Now, if we have more than one objects, so let's have another object. I will have the constant Tesla and this will be, let's copy this. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add it here. The branch will be Tesla and the model will be model 3. And now we can actually export the Ford. We can also export the Tesla. So let me have the Tesla as well. I will save it. And now let's go to the index.js. I have the data and here I will have the, let's console this data first. So I will clear the, and let's have the Node.js. So now I have a complete object which contains Ford and Tesla. So what we can do here is that I can go back here and instead of this, what I can do, I can have exports dot Tesla and I can also make this as exports dot Ford. All right. And then now I don't need this. Now we can make use here. So here I can have the Tesla and I can also have the Ford. All right. And now let's copy this I will add it here, and I will also add it here. So I will have the copy and I will add it here, and I'm going to run this. Then you will see that we have both the objects. There are a couple of ways you can use this. You can export the modules. You can use the exported object as a export property, which is the export dot. You can give the property name. Now the next thing I want to show you is that how you do a console log of the objects. So if you want to do a console log of the objects, how we can do that? I will go here, and what I will do is I will add the JSON.stringify, and in the JSON.stringify, what I will do is I'm going to first add the object that I want to console log. Then the second value I will give it as null, or you can give the undefined. So you will see that when you hover it on the stringify, you will see what values you can give. You can give null, and the third value you will provide the space which you want. So I'm going to add the space as 2. I will also add it for here. So this is going to beautify the object. So I will have the for, I will give undefined this time, and then I will have 2. I will save it. Now let's give a try. So I'm going to run it, and you will see that we have the beautify objects. So this way the JSON.stringify can actually help to console log the objects and add the beautification on that. All right, so we can also change this to 3. Let me change this, and let's run it again. Then you will see that we have a little bit different indentation, so it provides the space to the objects. So that's all I have in this video. So in this video we covered the very important NPM, which is the Node Package Manager tool, how we can use it in building the React application and manage all the dependencies. The second thing is that how we expose functionality in the Node.js files, either by using the module export or adding the object to the exports property. And the last one was how to console log the objects. So that's all I have in this video. I hope you liked the video. A thumbs up is appreciated. You can also connect with me via Facebook or Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter for latest updates. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss the videos like this one. Thank you. Thanks for watching.